Okay, so I got my little attachment I made to keep the bowl in place, and it's been a lifesaver because I can take my draw knife, my little one or the big one, and the bowl is now mobile or immobile. It will not go anywhere. So I can use the draw knife and clean it up, get rid of some excess wood, and start to shape the outside of this bowl better. And it's interesting because I have this little area up top of my clamp, my upper clamp. I was thinking I'm going to build something up here on top for a little tray so I can set a tool on it if I need to, or I can actually have a drink on there if I want. Sometimes when you get working on stuff like this, you forget to eat, forget to drink, you forget the fire went out. It gets chilly in here, and then you're like, wonder why it's cold. So it's one of those things where, yeah, a little convenience here and there would be nice too. So I'll probably adapt it to that and put a little tray on top, keep my tools on, pencil, and whatever else I might need while I'm doing this stuff. Anyhow, I hope you find these videos kind of informative and entertaining, and you get to see the inside workings of how things were done for quite a few centuries with the bowl carving and all that stuff, and how it's progressed to modern day, but using the same techniques in many instances. I know there are a lot of guys that turn their bowls on a lathe, and that's all fine and well, but the thing is and not taking away from them, or no offense, but it is still an art, and some of the stuff they can do very quickly. But this way here it's more primitive in a way. I think it's more rewarding because of the fact that you know that everything you made has to be made by hand. I think it's interesting how the old tools and the old methods were used for so many years, and this is how people made things. It isn't like they just went to the store and said, hey, yeah, I'm going to buy one of them, and a factory pumps it out. I'm sure there were factories that pumped out stuff, but even those instances, they probably had to have a craftsman building those things. But most of the people back when they were doing this, especially in the Baltic states, Norway, Finland, Sweden, states like that, they had two countries actually, but they had to do this by hand. I mean, this is what the Vikings did. This is how they made their tools and their bowls and their spoons. All their implements were made on machines that they built themselves and were made by hand. I did think about exploring a pole lathe. If you want to look a pole lathe up online, that'll be your homework. Check out how a pole lathe is made and how they use it. It's all done with a foot treadle. You're basically supplying the power to turn the bowl on a lathe, which is made out of basically a lot of scrap parts, if you got scrap parts laying around. And you can make your own lathe to turn wood on one, to make bowls or cups, whatever you want. It's quite interesting. I was watching some videos on YouTube on how they're doing it, and very cool. It's something I won't get to right away. Maybe in the spring I can build one and have it so that it is movable, so I can take it with me where I want to go. And if I want to go out in the woods and use a pole lathe and cut a piece of wood and make a bowl, I can do that. It's like this shave horse. It's quite light, actually, which is nice. So I could put it in the back of the truck, go down by the lake, sit down there and make spoons and bowls while I'm actually in the nice breeze and enjoying the weather. And you know, I don't have to sit in the house and do it. It's pretty cool. So anyhow, I cut handles into the end using a handsaw on both ends so that the bowl can now be picked up by the handles on the end to move. I thought this might be a good bowl for like a dip or a salsa or a hot cheese sauce, and you know, you can dip your chips in it and stuff. So this will be kind of cool. Once I get it rounded off and get the excess wood off of here, I plan on doing some kind of a pattern on the upper sides here, on both sides. So that'll be step whatever. I'm not sure how many videos that'll be by then, but I'm trying to basically just cover the basics in these videos as I go along, and as I learn what works and what doesn't, because I think it's kind of cool to share those experiences and what I learn. Anyhow, I'm having a lot of fun. I hope everybody else is enjoying these.